The sound of his voice still crawls in my skull. You are trash. You're fired. 998 pairs of eyes turned. A theater of humiliation. My name echoed against the glass walls of the auditorium like a verdict. I didn't speak, didn't blink. I let the silence spread, heavy and raw, until even the air seemed to recoil. He, Grant Harlow, CEO, self-proclaimed king, smiled like a butcher admiring his own blade. His tie was crooked. His pupils trembled. That tiny flaw saved me, because in that flicker of weakness, I saw it. Fear. By the time security escorted me out, my mind was already working. Not on revenge, on precision. Pain delivered without noise. The next morning, my lawyer called. Board meeting, mandatory. They need your signature on the final termination papers. My signature. The word tasted like a trigger. I smiled. Trash doesn't sign. The humiliation wasn't random. It never is. 3 months earlier, I found the first crack. An email, half deleted, tucked inside a folder labeled Projects. Grant's name. My wife's. A dinner reservation. 2 rooms booked under a pseudonym, Mr. and Mrs. Hale. I stared at the screen until the letters blurred. My pulse slowed instead of spiking, a strange calm. I tested her that night, asked about her day. She smiled, soft and practiced. I stayed late at the gallery. Lie. Perfectly wrapped in sweetness. I kissed her forehead, pretended to believe. Inside, a quiet machine started turning. Grant. The man who shook my hand every Monday. The man who toasted me at quarterly dinners. The man who once said I was the company's future. Now he wanted my wife and my career. 2 kills with 1 strike. Efficient. Predictable. I began with data. Phone records, GPS pings, hotel receipts routed through corporate accounts. Every breadcrumb they thought they erased, I collected. I never confronted. Not once. At work, I remained flawless. Reports delivered. Deadlines met. My smile rehearsed. At home, I traced her perfume on my pillow and said nothing. Inside, the storm sharpened into a blade. No rage, just calculation. Grant scheduled more late strategy sessions. My wife claimed art show preparations. I marked every overlap, every lie. Then the promotion list leaked. My name missing, Grant's name shining at the top. 2 days later, the public execution. You are trash. You're fired. He needed the spectacle. He thought humiliation would keep me silent. Good. Silence is a weapon. The lawyer began reading the termination terms. Compensation packages, confidentiality clauses, non-compete agreements. Each sentence was a noose designed to tighten once I signed. He reached the clause about intellectual property, the algorithm, my algorithm, the one that drove the company's sudden growth, the one filed quietly under my name months before Grant discovered it. Your signature, the lawyer said, sliding the pen across the table. Grant lounged across from me, a smirk barely hiding the twitch of nerves. Beside him, my wife, her eyes lowered, wedding ring flashing like a warning. I placed my hand on the document, paused. Trash, I said softly, has no signature. The room froze. I slid a folder across the polished oak. Inside, patent ownership, private investigator photos, hotel receipts, recordings of their meetings. Grant's face drained to the color of bone. My wife's breath hitched like a broken violin string. The lawyer's eyes widened. He read fast, then faster. These patents? Mine, I said, filed before your board authorization. Without my signature, the algorithm stays with me. Grant lunged for words, but they failed him. His mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping in dry air. I turned to my wife. She couldn't meet my eyes. Her fingers clutched the edge of the table until her knuckles whitened. "You traded me for a man who can't even read a contract," I said. "No anger, just fact." She flinched. Grant shifted in his seat, sweat beading at his temple. "I'll be presenting the algorithm to the board," I continued, "under my new company. You'll be hearing from them soon." The lawyer swallowed hard. Then, this? "Void," I finished. I stood. The chair's scrape echoed like a verdict. Grant's smirk was gone. My wife's face collapsed into something I refused to name. I walked to the door, stopped. "Trash," I said, without turning, "doesn't need a seat at this table." Outside, the air felt colder, cleaner. The boardroom erupted behind me. Voices, panic, the sound of a kingdom crumbling. I didn't look back. Power isn't loud. It's silent, precise. They wanted a signature to steal my work, my life, my dignity. Instead, I signed nothing. I left them choking on their own greed. As the elevator descended, I felt nothing. Not victory, not love, not loss. Just the quiet certainty that they would destroy each other trying to recover. And me? I would build, alone, untouchable. Trash doesn't burn. It outlasts.